Hello dear students, this is me Bharti and today again we are going to continue with the topic triangles. In the last session we have studied practice set 3.2 as well as we have also studied the basic related to practice set 3.2. In the today's session we are going to study isosceles triangle theorem and its converse, 30 60 90 theorem as well as 45 45 90 theorem. We are also going to study what is median and centroid. Okay children, so all this whatever we are going to study, that is all basic of practice set 3.4. okay, now once you learn what are these basic things, it will be easy for you all to solve practice set 3.4. so without wasting our time, let us start with isosceles triangle theorem and its converse. Okay, now the theorem tells you that, or the statement of the theorem is, if two sides of a triangle are congruent, then the angle opposite to them are congruent. Okay, when two sides, now see, you can see if AB is congruent to AC, then you have to prove that angle ABC is congruent to angle ACB. Okay, so it's very simple. We'll just write down first what are the given things. So first of all, they've given you triangle ABC. Okay, and they've given you side AB is congruent to side AC. Okay, so I'll write down here, in triangle ABC, side AB is congruent to side AC. Okay, you have to prove that angle ABC is congruent to angle ACB. Angle ABC is congruent to angle ACB. Okay, now what are we going to do? That is, we are going to construct a bisector. We are going to draw a bisector of angle BAC. Okay, and it will divide this segment BC, okay, at point D, such that B dash D dash C, means D will be the midpoint of segment BC. What are we going to do? We are going to draw an angle bisector of angle BAC, and this angle bisector is going to bisect the segment or intersect the segment BC at point D. So we'll write down here, draw the bisector of angle BAC. Okay, so what we did, we have drawn angle bisector of angle BAC such that it will intersect the segment BC at point D. Okay, I'll write down here, which intersect side BC at point D such that B dash D dash C. Okay, I hope so it is clear till here now. Okay, now children, let us move on towards the proof. Now as you have drawn this angle bisector, you get two triangles over here. One is ADB and other one is ADC. Okay, now let us write down here, in triangle ABD and triangle ADC, you can see here seg AB is congruent to seg AC. That is given to you all. Seg AB is congruent to seg AC. This is given. Okay, this is given to you all. Now you can see here angle BAD is congruent to angle CAD. That is from construction. Angle BAD is congruent to angle CAD. Write down here, from construction. Okay, now you can say that seg AD is congruent to seg AD as it is the common side in both the triangles. Okay, seg AD is congruent to seg AD, that is common side. It is common side. Okay, therefore you can say that triangle ABD is congruent to triangle ADC by SAS test. Okay, now children, You can see here angle ABD is congruent to angle ACD as congruent as corresponding angles of congruent triangles. As both the triangles are congruent, therefore this angles will be also congruent. Therefore you can write down here angle ABD is congruent to angle ACD, yeah? Angle ACD. Okay, that is by CACT. Okay, now you can say that angle ABC, this angle ABC is congruent to angle ACB. Angle ACB. You can write down here since B dash D dash C. Okay, so this was all in this isosceles triangle theorem. Okay, now let us move on towards, now children, here you make a change, here you write down ACD. Okay, ACD, as we have considered this, no, ABD, as well as we'll consider this ACD. Okay, rest of the things are correct. Now let us move on towards the converse of this theorem. So in the converse of this theorem, they have given to you all that if two angles of a triangle are congruent. Now what you did in the isosceles triangle theorem, you have proved this angle is congruent to this angle. That means PQR is congruent to PRQ. Okay. Now they have given you that already these angles are congruent. Okay. Already these angles are congruent. Then you have to prove that the sides are congruent. If the angles are congruent, then the sides are also congruent. This you have to prove. So first of all, what we'll do, we'll write down what is given. Okay, so in the given, they have given you triangle PQR, and angle PQR is congruent to angle PRQ. Okay, I'll write down here. In triangle PQR, angle PQR is congruent to angle PRQ. Okay. Now you have to prove that side PQ is congruent to side PR. Okay. I'll write down here. Side PQ is congruent to side PR. Okay. Now as a part of construction, once again what you are going to do, draw, that is angle bisector of angle P you are going to draw such that it will intersect side QR at point M. Okay. So write down here. Draw the bisector of angle P intersecting side QR at point M. Okay, at point M. Okay, now let us move on towards the proof. Now what we'll do, here also you get two triangles, no, that is PQM and PRM. Okay, so in triangle PQM and triangle PRM, you can see angle PQM is congruent to angle PRM, that is given. Angle PQM is congruent to angle PRM. Okay, angle QPM is congruent to angle RPM. Angle QPM is congruent to angle RPM, and you can write down here construction as Q dash M dash R. M is the midpoint of segment QR. Okay, therefore again you can write down here segment PM is congruent to PM. Seg PM is congruent to seg PM. Okay, so this is common side. Here you can write down given. Okay, now therefore you can say that triangle PQM is congruent to triangle PRM, and here you can write down that it is congruent by SAA test, that is side angle test. Okay, therefore triangle PQM is congruent to triangle, sorry, once again I have repeated this, step, above step is being repeated by me. Therefore you can say that seg PQ is congruent, sec PQ is congruent to sec PR. Sec PR, and you can write down here corresponding sides of congruent triangle, that is CS CT. Okay. Now we are going to study very important theorem of this topic, that is 30, 60, 90 theorem. Now children, in your textbook of standard 9, they have divided this theorem into two parts. That is, in one you are going to prove the side opposite to the 60 degree, and in other one you are going to prove that the side opposite to the 30 degree is half of the hypotenuse, and the other one is the side opposite to 60 degree is √3/2 of the hypotenuse. So in 9th standard, in this year you are going to study 30, 60, 90 theorem into two parts. So let us start with the first one, that is, if the acute angles of a triangle or of a right angle triangle have measures 30 degree and 60 degree, then the length of the side opposite to 30 degree is the half of the length of the hypotenuse. So you can see here, you can see this triangle ABC, and here you can see that angle A is 30 degree. So which side is opposite to angle A? That is BC is the side opposite to angle A. Therefore length of BC will be half of the hypotenuse. Length of BC will be half of the hypotenuse. Okay. So without wasting our time, let us start with the solution of this theorem. Now children, I hope so you can write down what is given over here. You can write down that in triangle. Sorry, I have not kept here place for writing given, but you can write down in given that triangle ABC is a right angle triangle. Angle A is 30 degree, angle B is 90 degree, and angle C is 60 degree. This you can write down in the given. Okay. As this theorem will be lengthy, so I'll have here insufficient place. So I have not written here given. Okay. So what you will do, in your notebook you will be writing given. Okay. Now let us move on towards proof. So what you are going to prove, that is, side BC is equal to half of AC. Okay. BC is equal to half of AC. Okay. Now in construction, what we are going to do, we are going to extend side CB. Okay. This raid you can see, we have extended side CB to point D. And what we did, we have joined this point D to point A. Okay. So I'll write down here, extend CB to point D such that BC is equal to BD. That means B becomes the central point of sec CD. Okay, BC is equal to BD. Okay, now let us move on towards and write down here join AD. Okay, join AD. Now let us move on towards the proof. Now here also we get two triangles, that is ABC and ABD. Okay, so in triangle ABC and triangle ABD, okay, you can see here that BC is equal to BD from construction. BC is equal to BD. Write down here from construction. From construction, angle ABC is congruent to angle ABD. Why? Both are of 90 degree. Angle ABC is congruent to angle ABD. Both 90 degree. Okay. Now side AB is congruent to side AB, as AB is the common side in both the triangles. AB is congruent to AB. You can write down here common side. Okay. Therefore you can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ABD by SAS test. By SAS test. Okay. Therefore you very well know that angle ACB is of 60 degree. Therefore angle ADB will be also 60 degree. So I'll write down here angle ACB is equal to angle ACB is equal to angle ABD. ADB is equal to 60 degrees. Okay. Therefore you can say that angle BAC is equal to angle BAD is equal to 30 degrees. So this angle will be also of 30 degrees. Okay, therefore you can say that angle A is equal to of 60 degrees. Therefore triangle ADC is equilateral triangle. Okay, as this is equilateral triangle, you can say that DC is equal to AC. Therefore DC is equal to AC. But what is DC? What is DC? DC is twice of BC. Okay, 2 times if you take BC, you will get DC. So instead of DC, I'll write down here 2 times of BC is equal to AC. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll send this 2 to this side. Therefore you can say BC is equal to half of AC. So hence it is proved. Okay, now we'll move on towards the second part of 30, 60, 90 theorem. It's also very easy. Okay, if acute angles of a right angle triangle have measures 30 degree and 60 degree, then the length of the side opposite to 60 degree is root 3 upon 2 of the hypotenuse. Now just now what you studied, the side opposite to 30 degree is half of the hypotenuse. Okay, here you are going to prove that the side opposite to 60 degree. Now which is the side opposite to 60 degree? That is AC. So AC will be root 3 upon 2 times of the hypotenuse. Okay, so here what we'll do, we'll consider the triangle that is CAB. Okay, in triangle CAB. Now you can see this red part. Okay, we have extended this ray AB, okay, to point D, and then we have joined DC. Okay, such that A becomes the midpoint of segment DB. Okay, now in triangle CAB, angle CAB is equal to 90 degree, and this is given to you. Okay, now children, I'm not going to write here what is given and what you have to prove. So here you can write down what is given. A right angle triangle, that is ACB or CAB is given to you all. Measurement of angle CAB is 90 degree. This you will be writing in given. Okay, and you will write there the side opposite to 60 degree. Now which is side opposite to 60 degree? That is AC is equal to root 3 upon 2 times of BC. This you have to prove. That is AC is equal to root 3 upon 2 times of BC. Okay, so this you will write in to prove. Okay, this you will be writing in to prove. So directly I am moving towards the proof, that is in triangle CAB, angle CAB is 90 degree. Okay, now here we are going to apply Pythagoras theorem. Here what is the hypotenuse? Now this BC is the hypotenuse. Therefore BC square is equal to AC square plus AB square. Here you can write down by Pythagoras theorem. Okay, now BC square is equal to AC square. Now what is AB? AB is the side opposite to 30 degree, and in the previous theorem you have studied that side opposite to 30 degree is half of hypotenuse. So instead of AB, I'll write down here half of BC bracket square. Okay, from previous theorem of 30, 60, 90. Okay, or here you can also write down that side opposite to 30 degree is half of hypotenuse. Okay, instead of writing this, I will suggest to write down this. Okay, side opposite to 30 degree is half of hypotenuse. Okay, therefore you get here BC square. Now what we'll do, we'll take this BC to one side and AC to other side. So I'll write down here AC square is equal to BC square minus Now this will square 1 upon 4 BC square. Okay, therefore AC square is equal to 4, will multiply here, 4 BC square minus BC square upon 4. Have you understood what we did? We took this half BC square to one side and AC square is left alone. And what we did here, we have squared this 1 upon 4 BC square. Okay, therefore AC square is equal to 3 BC square upon 4. Okay, therefore AC square is equal to root 3 upon 2 BC square. Here you can write down by taking square root. Taking square root. Taking square root on both the sides. On both the sides. Okay. Now let us move on towards 45 90 degree theorem. Okay, so the next theorem is 45 90 degree theorem. Now children, in this theorem they have given you the statement that if the measure of angles of a triangle are 45 90, then the length of the each side containing the right angle is 1 upon root 2 of the hypotenuse. Means the angles which are adjacent to 90 degree or the sides which are adjacent to 90 degree, they are 1 upon root 2 of hypotenuse. Means AB is equal to BC is equal to half or 1 upon root 2 of hypotenuse. Okay, so here you will write down in given that given triangle ABC is a right angled triangle. Okay, triangle ABC is a right angled triangle and angle B is 90 degree. Angle A is equal to angle C is equal to 45 degree. This is given to you. To prove, you have to prove that side AB is equal to side BC. BC is equal to 1 upon root 2 of hypotenuse, that is AC. Okay. Now let us move on towards the proof. So in triangle ABC, angle B is 90 degree. This is given to you all. Angle A is equal to angle C is equal to 45 degree. Write down here given. Okay, this is given to you all. Therefore, side BC is equal to side AB. Side BC is equal to side AB. BC is equal to AB. Now, as this is a right angle triangle, by Pythagoras theorem, what is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is AC. Therefore, you can write down here AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. Okay. Now children, it is given to you all that BC is equal to AB. Okay. Therefore, we can write down here AB square. Instead of BC, I will write down here again AB plus AB square is equal to AC square. Therefore, you have here twice AB square is equal to AC square. Okay. Therefore, AB square is equal to 1 upon 2 AC square. Therefore, you can write down here AB is equal to 1 upon root 2 AC, and reason you can write down here taking square root. Okay, and therefore here also you can write down BC is equal to AB. Okay, therefore you can write down AB is equal to BC is equal to 1 upon root 2 of hypotenuse AC. So in this way, this was a very simple theorem of 45 90 degree. Now let us recall what we have studied in the previous theorem of 30 60 90 as well as what we have studied in 45 90 theorem. Okay, If the acute angles of a right angle triangle are 30 degree, 60 degree, then the length of the side opposite to 30 degree angle is half of hypotenuse. So in a right angle triangle, the side opposite to 30 degree is half of hypotenuse, and the side opposite or the length of the side opposite to 60 degree angle is root 3 upon 2 of hypotenuse. This property of 30, 60, 90 degree is called as 30, 60, 90 degree theorem. Okay. Now the second one is, if acute angles of a right angle triangle are 45 degree, 45 degree, then the length of each side containing the right angle is 1 upon root 2 of hypotenuse. Okay. So what you have studied in 45, 45, 90 theorem, that the side adjoining or the side which contains the right angle triangle, they are 1 upon root 2 of hypotenuse. This property is called as 45, 45, 90 degree theorem. Okay. Now let us move on towards the next point, that is median. So what is median? Okay, you can see a diagram over here. Okay, that is triangle ABC. Okay, you can see from here, from angle A. Okay, from angle A, a segment is, or you can say that a segment joining a vertex and the midpoint of the side. Okay, side opposite. Okay, here you can see in this diagram AD. Okay, so you can call this AD as the median of triangle ABC. Okay, in short, the segment joining a vertex and the midpoint of the side opposite to it. Okay, a segment joining the vertex, and which is the side opposite to the vertex, that is BC. Okay, segment joining the vertex and the side opposite to the vertex, that is BC, is called the median of the triangle. Okay, so I'll write down here the segment joining a vertex and the midpoint, vertex and the midpoint of side opposite to, side opposite to, it is called as median, median of triangle. Okay, now children, here you can see D is the midpoint of side BC. Okay, point D is the midpoint of side BC. Okay, and seg AD is the median, AD is the median of triangle ABC. Now what does this median does? It divides the segment into two equal parts, that is BD is equal to DC. Okay, I hope so it is clear now. Now a segment joining the vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side is called as the median of a triangle. Now you can see here D is the midpoint of side AB and segment AD is the median of triangle ABC. Okay, and D is such a point that BD is equal to DC. Okay, now let us move on towards the next point, that is centroid. Now you can see in this diagram, what you can see, median AD. Okay, you can see again median BE and median CF. All these three medians, they meet at a point G. Okay, they meet at a point G. You can call it as central point. Okay, they meet at the central point G. Therefore, G is called as the centroid of triangle ABC. I hope so it is clear to you all. What you have seen here, the median of side, you can see the median AD, median CF as well as median BE, all together they meet at a point G. Okay, and G is called as the centroid of the triangle. Okay, in short, a centroid of a triangle is a point where the three medians of a triangle meet. Okay, you can see 1, 2 and 3. Three medians meet at a point G. Okay, a median of a triangle is a line segment from one vertex to the midpoint on the opposite side of the triangle. Now you can see from this vertex, okay, BE is drawn on side BC. So to the vertex B, side opposite is AC. To vertex A, side opposite is BC. To vertex C, side opposite is AB or BA. Okay. Therefore, the centroid is also called as center of gravity of the triangle. It is also called as center of gravity of triangle. Is it clear to all? So I'll just write down here. A centroid of a triangle is the point where the three medians of triangle meet. Okay, what is the centroid? The place where all the three medians of the triangle meet is called as a centroid, or you can also call it as a median of a triangle is a line segment from one vertex to the midpoint on the opposite side of the triangle, and the centroid is also called as center of gravity of triangle. Okay, centroid is also called center of gravity of triangle. Okay, it is also called as center of gravity of triangle. Okay, now let us move on towards the last theorem of this session or of today's session. Now children, this theorem is also very easy theorem. I will be only telling you how to solve this theorem, and as a part of homework, in full form, in a full way, you will be writing this theorem in your notebook. I'll just give you out what we call it as outline, or just I'll tell you the pattern how the theorem you have to prove. Okay, now in triangle or in right angle triangle, the length of median of the hypotenuse is half of the length of the hypotenuse. So how much is the median? Median is equal to half of the hypotenuse. You have to prove that. Okay, so what we'll do, I'll write down here first what is given. In triangle ABC, angle B is equal to 90 degree. Okay, segment BD is the, you can see the segment BD is the median. Segment BD is the median. Okay, what you have to prove, that BD is equal to half of AC. AC is hypotenuse. Now what you are going to do, you are going to as a part of construction, you are going to take point E on ray BD. Okay, you are going to extend this BD and you are going to take point E. Okay, such that what will be there? B dash D dash E. B dash D dash E. Okay, so I'll write down here, take point E on the ray BD such that B dash D dash E. Okay, and length BD is equal to length D. You can see this BD is equal to length DE. Okay, now in proof, I'll just give you outline, and proof you will be solving as a part of homework. I'll just give you outline. Now children, what you will do here, you are going to prove that triangle ABD and triangle CDE are congruent. What you will do, you are going to prove triangle ADB and triangle CDE are congruent. Now what you will do here, you will show that side BD is congruent to side DE. Okay, side BD is congruent to side DE. You can write from construction. Okay, angle ADB, okay, and angle CDE are congruent. You can show it as vertically opposite angles. Okay, then sec BD is congruent to sec DE. Sorry, sec AD is congruent to sec DC. And then you can show that triangle ADB is congruent to triangle CDE by SAS test. Okay, so first what you will prove? I'm just writing the main points over here. Okay, in detail you will be solving this theorem as a part of your homework. Okay, as I told you, first what you'll do, you'll show that BD is congruent to DE. Okay, then angle ADB is congruent to angle CDE, vertically opposite angle. Then you will show that AD is congruent to DC, BD is congruent to DE, and these angles are vertically opposite angles. So three things are proved over here, and therefore your triangle ADB is congruent to triangle CDE by SAS test. So I'll write down here, outline first. ADB is congruent to triangle CDE by SAS test. So in detail you will write here how it is congruent. You will write above here how the triangle is congruent. What you did, you proved first this side is congruent to this side. Then you proved this angle is congruent to this angle. And then you proved this side is congruent to this side as a from construction. Okay. Now after this you will be proving that line AB is parallel to line EC. Okay. Line AB is parallel to line EC. See, this AB is parallel to EC by alternate angles theorem. Okay, and then you will get that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ECB. Okay, then you will get that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ECB. Okay, as this both triangles are congruent, by which test? They will be also congruent by SAS test. What you'll do here first in triangle ABC and triangle ECB. Okay, what you'll do? Angle ABC is congruent to angle ECB. By what? Both are 90 degrees you will prove. Okay, after that side AB is congruent to side EC as both are parallel. Okay, then after that you will prove that this AC is congruent to B, both are hypotenuse. Okay, before this what you will write? Okay, I will only solve it over here for you. Now see here, AC is congruent to BE, hypotenuse. Okay, after that AB is congruent to CE. Okay, alternate or you can write here AB is parallel to EC. Okay, therefore you can also show here that angle ABC is congruent to angle ECB by SAS test. Sorry, is congruent as both are 90 degree, not SAS test, both are 90 degree, and therefore you can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ECB by SAS test. Okay, here also, here as I have written, you have to also prove that how triangle ADB is congruent to CDE. Okay, this you will be writing over here. Okay, then you have to prove that the lines are parallel. After that, in triangle ABC, this triangle ABC and triangle ECB, you have to show that this side is equal to this side. Okay, these two sides are equal. Then as this both are hypotenuse, so this will be equal. Then this angle and this angle both are 90 degree, therefore they will be equal. So triangles will be congruent by SAS test. Okay, then finally you will get that as BD is the median of this right angle triangle. Okay, BD is the median of this right angle triangle, therefore it will be half of AC. BD will be half of AC. So as a part of homework you will be writing the proof of this theorem. So this was all for the today's session. In the next session we shall start with practice set 3.4.